Welcome to Italy, Rome. I came here and I got less than 60 hours to explore the Italy. So, what I want to do is, I'm currently in Rome, and tomorrow I'm going to Matera, which means I've got less than 24 hours in Rome. What I want to do is, I clearly want to visit the Vatican City, see the Trevi Fountain, and mainly go and see the Colosseum. Now along the way, hopefully to get some carbs as well. So as currently we are heading straight forward, we should see the Trevi Fountain as we're just approaching it. Should be just around the corner. But like first expressions, I've arrived at the airport, the Wi-Fi is now working, my internet was not working, so that kind of puts me under the stress. But relatively easy, you got all the buses and everything that transfers you to the Rome. Obviously people here, they don't really rush things. So bus literally departed 20 minutes after the departure time. But at the end of the day, we are here, we are walking, and hopefully I'll have enough time to see all the things what I've been planning. Because at midnight, we got bus to Matera, which if you look at the Rome, it's quite busy city because it's assuming that's a capital as well. But Matera is city, which is like a very small city where people still live like in the rocks, in the cliffs. They build houses into the rocks. So I want to see something out of ordinary. That's why first spending 24 hours in Rome, and next day we're spending time at Matera. But as we're approaching here, the Trevi Fountain, you can see all of these like statues here, which are very common here in Italy. But the people, look at the amount of people. Probably chose the wrong timing to come at the Trevi Fountain because there's probably like 1,000 people. That's like 4 times the amount of my subscribers. But here it is, the famous Trevi Fountain. Not sure if can get any closer than that, but at this point I don't think can get any decent selfie. What we're gonna do is get closer and have a proper look on the fountain. I'm not sure if that's like a queue that goes closer to the fountain to make a selfie, but just way overcrowded. I may need to come back when I will be leaving Rome, because after Matera, when I'm going to be coming back, I'll come in Rome very early in the morning. So I'll have plenty of time to come here before all this crowd, or maybe later today at some point. So the plan of attack right now is we're probably going to head to the Vatican City and hope that that's going to be less crowded than it is now here. As it was so busy, I decided I'm gonna go to Vatican City because that's one of the must-visit places in Rome as well. And then later tonight, it's gonna be less crowded. I think about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and all the tourists are away. I'll come back to Trevi Fountain, show it properly, maybe get some pictures. But yeah, apparently we need to go that way to the Vatican City, and about 4 o'clock I've got my ticket booked for Colosseum, so that's the plan of attack. Go to Vatican City and then to Colosseum. The Rome is such an ancient city, and there's loads of like statues and ornaments on the buildings. As example, everywhere you pass, you're gonna see all these like statues on the buildings or just on the lower floor. It's such a beautiful city. There's so much to see as well. But only bad thing about it is there's too many tourists. One of the things I've noticed is you walk for 5 minutes and you always come up to one of these churches. Like literally every 5 minutes, no matter where you go. As we were walking another 5 minutes, there's another one of these churches. Like I said, like literally 5 minutes in, there's a church. 5 minutes in, there's a church. I think this country is quite religious, but can't judge because I did no research, because that's the best way obviously to experience the country and the best way to get lost and, you know, get robbed and shit like that, but that's the whole point of coming here. And after about half an hour walk towards the Vatican City, we came across this river, and that's Castle Antello, I think, if I'm not wrong. But look at the scale of it. The Castle Saint Angelo. It's such a massive castle as well. Such a big structure. I'm actually surprised that you don't have many people here just having food, picnic, but as you see on the other side there, so many tourists again. And I think after that, if you carry on towards that direction, that's where the Vatican City is. So that's exactly where we're going right now. And tell you what, feels like 30 degrees, even though it's about 22 at the moment. So I'm definitely gonna take this hoodie off and carry on my journey towards the Vatican City. I'm gonna cross the bridge, get closer to that castle first, and then head straight there into the Vatican City. So, as we're approaching the Angelo's castle, apparently this is like mausoleum of Hadrian, the emperor, which he built this one as a mausoleum for himself and his family, to obviously have his family buried there himself. Later, that was used by the Pope as his castle and a garden. As you can see, there's lots of greens around it. But nowadays, this beautiful building here is used as a museum and a tourist attraction, really. But I'm actually happy that he was on my road, because originally my route was there, crossing that bridge there and carry on straight to the Vatican City. So apparently to get in the Vatican City, you need to have your passport with you as well. Luckily, I got my passport with me, so that's sorted anyway. One of the things I've noticed, it's like all the tourist areas here, you got very strong like a police presence, which I think it's a good sign. There, I think that building there is probably the entrance to the Vatican City. As I've mentioned, that one there is an entrance to the Vatican City, and it's a basilica of Saint Peter's, built in 1500s. And obviously at the moment I think it's been used by the popes to like rule the Vatican City and whatever the Christian stuff. But look at this, this is so beautiful. How wide is the street? No wonder that there are so many people trying to get the perfect shot for the Instagram, for Facebook, you name it. But even though it's in the distance, it's so beautiful. Like, the camera does no judgment. Apparently I'll come a bit closer and, you know, get a better angle on it. But if the camera does any judgment, then you can imagine the beauty of it. But the amount of tourists, as you can see, just here is not so many, but like end of there, you can see it's thousands. As when you're in Italy, it's a crime not to taste some local food. So that's why we are here at a local cuisine called McDonald's. So that's where we're going. As always, knowing my luck, there is a Vatican City there, but for some reason it's 1:30 in Tuesday. I don't know, 1:30 as you can see. But what they say is it's closed. Apparently, the country is closed. It's the smallest country in the world, and there's nobody coming in, as you can see. The only people are coming out. And there's like security, you know, like military standing. There's nobody's coming in. Everyone's just going out. How can you close a city? I mean, how can you close the country? You're mad. Apparently, they say it's gonna open at 3 o'clock. So here's the dilemma. If I stay till 3 o'clock, I might get in, but my Colosseum is at 4, so that is gonna put a kind of tight schedule to Colosseum, and I may miss that. But for Colosseum, I actually paid. Here, I've not paid nothing, so I don't know if I want to stay till 3 o'clock and risk losing my like 40 quid entrance for Colosseum, because apparently any attractions here in Italy, they sell out within like first 15 minutes. Look at the crowd, look so many people. And everyone is like, what's happening? Apparently only people who are getting in are the ones that actually had some sort of a ticket at like 1:20 and they're late. But it's funny how they just close it. Literally 2 hours later. 2 hours later. Still standing. Nothing's happening. 3:06. They said 3 o'clock is opening. Apparently, we've been waiting that long. There's television, and they're interviewing the people. Oh look, they're interviewing the people there. No idea how they take so long. So, just an update. 3:18. I still shot. As you can see, nothing's moving. Everyone's just going our way. My Colosseum is like 4:30, I think. So, and it's about 15 minutes walk. If I walk now, I'm there 4:10, giving me extra 20 minutes to actually get in a queue and get into Colosseum. So, I'd rather not lose £40 for the tickets to Colosseum just because they said they're gonna open here 3 o'clock. It's 3:20 and it's still not open. Who knows if they're gonna even open it. So, Italians, they just prove it that they're not in a rush. They don't care. The tourists come and go, but the city just stays, you know. So, yeah, on my way to the Colosseum and see you guys in there. But the further we get, the less people, which is kind of better. But you can see it's rammed at the basilic. You know, it's kind of a shame really because look at the amount of tourists. There's like probably 5,000 tourists here and it's taking a piss. They just literally closed the Vatican City and don't let anyone in for like 2 hours. Yeah, this is just terrible. Can't imagine the disappointment of the tourists. Definitely 1 star for this attraction. That's what I'm probably gonna leave 1 star as well because, you know, you advertise Italy as, you know, place to come and visit, see things. When you come see things, they tell you it's closed. Like, what? Especially for me, I booked like 2 days here in Italy, and I'm spending only 1 day in Rome. And if that specific day the Vatican City is closed, then even on internet or anything, I try to Google and find stuff. But even there, he was saying that like it should be open. We just like no idea why it was closed. So yeah, that's where we're going right now. Here through the bridge and to the Colosseum. Apparently it's like 15-minute walk. As I was telling you before, like every 5 minutes you walk and you came across like some church or some statues or some monument. This monument is for the soldiers who basically lost their lives in battles. It doesn't really say which year, from which year to which year, but that's the monument. And I think it's quite impressive. You can see there's a Roman soldier on a horse. And I think this is a really impressive building, if you ask me. Have a look on the beauty. So, after about half an hour walking, even though the sat nav said 47 minutes, that's where it is, the Colosseum. So it's another 5 minutes to walk, and you know, for me, I've got 22 minutes, as you can see, 22 minutes before my booking. I double checked, it was like 6:30 for my booking, which is even better. The faster I get in, the faster I go out. The problem right now is that my phone is at 20%. I took the cables, but I didn't take no sockets to charge it. And obviously, I don't have any hotel in Rome because at 11, I'm going to Matera with the bus. Yeah, the battery died on GoPro. Obviously, at 11, I'm taking the bus to Matera, and I need phone to actually find out where the stop is. if I don't get find a place where I can charge the phone, obviously, I ain't going anywhere. So I'll have to like find hotel somewhere here in Rome and then lose the money for the hotel in Matera and all that stuff. So hopefully I'll find some like maybe the power bank I can buy, or I don't know, just somewhere to charge the phone. But here it is, the Colosseum. As you see those windows there, like back in the day when it was originally built, there were statues in every single one of them. And like at the very top, just there was like these wooden pillars that were holding like all these leather and stuff to protect the people who were sitting on the top floor from the sun. So this building is quite impressive, and imagine it's about 2,000 years old as well, and it's such a good condition preserved. It's like 4 floors high as well. If you look at anything like anywhere else in the world, it's probably got like 10% left of whatever it was before, but this one is probably about 40% preserved, maybe even 50. So I don't know. Still got about 15 minutes to get in, get our tickets sorted and everything. So fingers crossed they let me in and just walk in and explore it from inside. So apparently I've been told to wait until 4:45 in this queue, as then 4:45 they'll just call for people who has tickets for 4:45 and just let all of them in at the same time, which is kind of silly, because why can't you just let people in early? If they got a ticket, they're still going to go in no matter what. So why would you want to make a massive queue at the same time for everyone? Well, we're here, we're waiting. It's another like 5-10 minutes. The time is 16:26. Things like these. Past the security, and we're officially into the Colosseum. Yeah, well, one thing, forgot my cap at security. I came back asking where's my cap. No, they told me like some dude just took my cap and he went to look for me to give it back to me. How stupid is that? Obviously there's no guys now looking for me. Just fucking nicked the cap and walked off. I'm just surprised the security is easy going like that. Like, what if I leave the phone there? What, they're gonna let somebody take my phone, you know, just because he said, I'll find the guy, I know the guy. It's fucking silly. But, well, apparently every country I'm going, I get scammed, so, or kind of was my kind of mistake. But then again, you're security for a reason, are you? So if somebody is forgetting things, then you should like keep it there, because I'm gonna return and bring it back. They said that it's gone, somebody else take my cap.
No, what a shame.
5 minutes, only 5 minutes.
Wow.
So, yeah, apparently the cap is gone. I'm like not even upset about the cap, because I don't care. We'll buy another one, but it's just like the fact that they just can give to anyone, and just because the person say, I'll find him, I'll give it back. That's just stupid. But it is what it is. As soon as we leave this place, I'll buy another one. But yeah, that was from Morocco as well. So it was not like really big value, because it's been like, I only bought it like 2 weeks ago, so that didn't last long. Tell you what, these stairs, they're quite high. And I can imagine once upon a time there were people coming here, the gladiators, going to the arena, or like visitors, the emperors, whatever, going to the main stage through these stairs, all these big columns, just to enjoy watching some Romanian warrior fighting the lion and dying to the lion. Well, entertainment that was. So I've been walking here for solid like 5-10 minutes, and it gets like these things that show like what's what, like how it was looking before, how it's looking now. Like, I want to go to the other side. I want to go inside the arena. That's what I was hoping for. The second floor. Second floor, there are people. How do I get there? Because this here is boring. Tell you what, that's boring. Boring stuff like museum and shit, you know. So, hoping that eventually when we proceed here and go that way. Otherwise, we're crossing the chains You know we're crossing the chains anyway if we don't have a fucking entrance to the arena. It's not the first time we sneak into these things. But yeah, by the looks of it, that's the entrance there. And here it is, the famous Colosseum. The Colosseum where 2000 years ago when it was built, the Romans were fighting against each other for the glory to be the best warrior or just in general for entertainment. But now, only thing that fights here are tourists. They're fighting for the best selfie spot. As you can see, it's so round as well, like most of Italy. As you can imagine, all of these, like they are at the top, these were all seats. And whenever they used to go to the Colosseum, they used to have like the wooden sort of a ticket where it says which place you're sitting, and then every one of these arcs were like the entrance points, like whatever, the entrance 1, entrance 2, entrance 3, that all of that was on your ticket. Literally just chilling here at the first floor. Some lady came to do the survey, got myself a free pen from archaeological site, Parco Archeologico del Colosseum. Free stuff is always good, especially knowing that somebody stole my cap. That's terrible. So obviously I had to leave because it was like sort of survey thing, and obviously I left 1 star to like security, but to the site I left 5 stars because it's really great place to be. One of the things I like about like Italy, like everywhere you go, all the tourist attraction places, you got places like these to supply you free water, because even though it's like end of the tourist season, it's not very hot after like 5 o'clock now. But I can imagine in summertime when it's like plus 40, free water is a must. So got ourselves a power bank, 20,000. It's working as well, which was something I actually needed because otherwise I would not know how to find the bus. So yeah, it took me. The guy was offering like £35. I checked, they like probably like £15, £10 on Amazon, but these times I cannot like pick and choose, right? As always, as we came here to Valentine Hill, the gates are shut, and apparently they only work till about 5:30. So yeah, you would normally go in there and get a proper city view, but knowing me, I always come late. Same with the Vatican City, same with the Valentine Hill now. So yeah, it kind of sucks really, but now probably gonna go to Trevi Fountain because in the morning when we went there, it was like proper rammed, and now since everything is shut, probably all the tourists gone back to their hotels. They don't wander around anymore. That's the time when we're gonna go to Trevi Fountain and maybe get some food. So we still have some 4 or 5 hours to waste before our bus to Matera comes. And then obviously we still have to figure out where the bus stops. So yeah, that's the plan. We're going to Trevi Fountain, get some good angles for the video, for the photos, and then get some food, get some local cuisine or something. Hopefully it's good. So as we was walking, I was thinking it's gonna take us somewhere. It takes us to this building, and then there is a fucking dead end. Tell you what, that was a right scam, because I paid like £40 for the Colosseum, the Roman Temple and Palatine Hill. Obviously, the Colosseum is only £18, so I kind of paid extra 20 to get into the Roman Temple and Palatine Hill. But if they are closed at 5:30, why did I have a ticket for 14:45, literally 15 minutes to 5? There is no way I could have gone to the Colosseum and straight up the mountain within 45 minutes to make it. So that is kind of scam, is it? Knowing like they're selling the tickets, knowing the people are not physically able to like reach all the destinations, but they still charge for them. So that's like really stupid. That's another like sort of a tourist trap thing. But yeah, well, it is what it is. Every place have his own people hustling and making money in a way. Like this guy who sold me the, that power bank for like 35 euros, 30 euros, whatever it was, when the actual price is about 15. But, desperate times takes desperate measures. But yeah, would I come here back to the Rome again? Don't think I would, because like, if you've seen all this already, like, seen this once, why would you want to come again to see it again? Kind of makes no point to do it again, really. When I said there's strong military presence, you can see there's outpost just there, and then there behind me, there's actually a guy with the like M4 standing, protecting the people. But apparently these are like, touristic areas, so kind of expect like military presence. But one of the countries there, you actually see somebody with like proper weapon in a city center, kind of puts you a little bit stressed, like, is it safe, So the plan was come almost at the night time, because there's supposed to be less people at the fountain, the Trevi. Tell you what, I was wrong, so wrong. Look at all these people, it's unreal. So I guess we're gonna come on the day we're gonna depart in the early morning and probably stay in a queue just to get better angle and stuff. Because this, at the night time, is just too much as well. So I ordered the vegetable soup as my starter. Straight away we're getting critic. You can see the yellow lines just in there. So the tableware is not very clean. The soup is pretty bland, I'd say. I need more salt for it. But for this one we paid 11 euro, and then after this we're gonna have the second dish. Let's finish this one, and then order the second dish. So that one's finished. I'll give it 5. It's pretty bland. That dish itself was slightly dirty. For 11 quid, obviously you can't complain. You're in Italy like probably a couple times in your life. But for 11 euros, I'd probably skip this soup. But in general, it did fill me up, so looking forward for my next dish. And our next dish is this, the cotletta with the salad. I think what it is, it's probably a cheese with the chicken and some salad, and that stands at 16 quid. I don't know, it does look good, but for 16 quid, I expected something better, but let's dive in and see what it is. As I am trying this, I want to tell you this. It's extremely dry. It's like chewing the fucking sand, I'll tell you that. Luckily, I got my beer, so that kind of saves the situation. But then again, I'm expecting if there's a meat to have some sort of a, I don't know, pasta, maybe fries or just potatoes, but this is basically a chicken, the breaded chicken, and you can see it's pretty dry. Then there is salad. Which just basically consists of a salad from carrots, salad, and tomatoes. Nothing else. No sort of sauce, no flavor, nothing. So basically, I can get this, like, probably can make this for 8 quid myself. Just buy for £1 the salad, whatever that like pack in Tesco for £1, and make the breaded chicken. That's all it is, and they charging like £16 for this. I'll probably rate this 4 out of 10. Tell you what, spent probably about 12 hours in Rome, and honestly, I had enough of this city. Like, the food is shit.
Now, where's Mommy?
The places I wanted to visit, I visited, and after that, there's literally nothing to see. I was planning to go to Matera, but like at this point, I'm so tired, can't be bothered to, get on a bus and spend 8 hours in a bus, and then because the timing is so bad as well, the bus arrives there by 8 o'clock in the morning, and you can only check in by like 2 afternoon. So what am I gonna do? 6 hours in a city, but there is nothing. Normally, I would just have the food, but knowing the food shit, then obviously there's no point for me to stay. So as you see here, money is out 32 quid. That's for my bus, and then there is another money out 26 quid for Ryanair, because that was the cheapest flight I could get from here to UK, even though it's Stansted, which is 2 hours 20 from Leicester. That's why I paid another 35 quid for the bus to take me back to Leicester, because tell you what, I want to leave this place. This place is so bad, I would never ever come back to Italy. Yeah, I mean, I'm not being funny. I paid 100 quid for the booking for the hotel. The hotel was so nice. It had like, it was carved into like the cliff. Had this like a massive great view to see all the city. But man, 16 hours in a bus. I could understand if I could literally have some proper nice food while I'm waiting for check-in. And just like that, 24 hours since departure, we are back in UK. And if you're wondering, like, what am I doing here on some random street, village? Because here it says this is residential area, airport users do not park in our village, blah blah. Fuck that. Obviously, park my car just here. That's why I'm here. I've literally spent 7 hours in the airport waiting for my flight to Stansted. 3 hours from Stansted to Leicester. 1 hour from Leicester to East Midlands Airport. And 15 minutes now to get to my car. So, yeah, fuck this. Finally home. I'll tell you what, to be honest, right? Italy is not so bad. It's just series of events that happened during my visit. Like the Vatican was closed, me losing my baseball cap, being scammed on a Colosseum ticket, then the food was terrible. All that combined kind of put me into this bad mood where I didn't really enjoy staying in Italy. So it does not mean that if you're gonna go to Italy and you're gonna regret it. That's absolutely not the case, so don't take this for granted. It was just like my vlog of how did my trip go, and yeah, that's pretty much how I see in the Italy. Would I give it another chance to go to Rome? Definitely not. Would I give another chance to Italy to go a different like city? I definitely would. Maybe my mistake was to go to the restaurant I went where the food was like great, not so great, let's put it that way. Maybe my mistake was to go on that day when the Vatican was closed. Maybe my mistake was to book it at like 4 o'clock, the Colosseum. And if I would have done these things like at different times, maybe my experience would have been times better. But you know, it is what it is. In my vlogs I always put it the way I have experienced. If it was good, I put it that it was good. If it was bad, then obviously I put it as it was. So yeah guys, if you did like this video, press the like, subscribe, send it to all your friends, put in the comments what the next country you would like me to visit, and hope you enjoyed the vlog, and see you next time. Bye guys.